All right, so ladies and gentlemen, we are about to start after my a brief 7-day ban from live streaming because the WBC decided to copyright strike me, uh, despite the fact that I don't show the game. I know probably people in here expecting the game, but if you check the description, it definitely says I do not show the game. Play by play. I do my own stuff. I've been doing this for this is my fifth year now. Mainly focus on Korean baseball. As I do live in Korea, it is 4:06 a.m. here in Korea. Uh, but I'll be doing both games today. You got the Puerto Rico versus Italy here, and then later on, you've got Japan versus Venezuela. So, two big games yesterday. Korea, I was able to watch the game. I wasn't able to stream yet, but Korea getting absolutely destroyed, losing it 10-0 to the Dominican Republic. USA was able to hold on for a 5-3 victory as those two teams will be waiting for their next game. The big thing is Puerto Rico has the lowest pitching ERA in the WBC. Italy has the highest slugging percentage. Home runs, home runs, home runs galore for for Italy. When you look at it, you have a ton of guys that had home runs. Uh, John Berti Jan Berti had one home run. You had Vinny Pascatino had three home runs. Uh, all solo shots. A lot of these are solo shots. Sam Antonacci. I'm gonna butcher these names all day because I'm obviously not Italian. Had a home run. You had Andrew Fisher with a home run. You had Dominic uh, Canzoni with a home run, one home run. Caglianone with also a home run. You had Dante Nori with two home runs, both catchers. Kyle Teal and JJ D'Orazio both had solo shots. Lots of solo shots from the Italian team. Puerto Rico, they came to this situation based on their ability to pitch. Uh, so that's going to be the thing. Can Italy outslug Puerto Rico? Can Puerto Rico get Italy out? Obviously, that is the big change on the mound for Italy is Los Angeles Angels legend, and the first pitch is in there for a strike on the inside at 93, ladies and gentlemen, and we are underway. Castro hitting 300 during this WBC. Second pitch low, puts his swing and fouls it away, and it's 0-2. And those of you that are joining, I am American. I grew up watching baseball. I live now in Korea since 2014. As here comes the 0-2 pitch from the big left-hander, rocking back and forth, holding the glove down below the zone, down the middle. A big breath from Aldigari, and the pitch way up high. Ball 1-1-2. So Sam Aldigari, 4 games last year, played for the Angels. 4 games, 2 starts, 0-2 on the season, though, as that is turned on and crushed. A couple steps back, and goodbye, baseball. We've already got our first run. That did not take long as Puerto Rico struggles offensively, but not in this situation where Willie Castro, only hitting 200 in this WBC, just sent one over the big left field wall, and Puerto Rico is quickly up 1-0 on that 1-2 pitch that was middle and souvenir. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to bring up Hernandez, 286 in this WBC. It has one solo shot, so obviously a chance here to add another one. And it's quickly 0-2. Nice to see some enthusiasm in the crowd. Yadier Molina looking on. I'm a Cardinals fan, as if anyone doesn't know, as that's a fly ball just in front of the warning track, makes the catch, and 1 away. That's going to bring up a former Cardinal, mm, good old Arenado. Quick 1-0. Nolan Arenado. First pitch fouls it up, but gets out of play, and it's 0-1. Aldegari does have a lot of issues with home runs. Is that check swing? He gets a piece of it and fouls it away, and it's 0-2. He only pitched 13.2 innings last year in the MLB. Ended up giving up 3 home runs. Also does struggle with control. In 13.2 innings, he had 12 strikeouts, but 10 walks, 3 home runs given up. A whip of over 2. The 0-2 at his foot, and that's going to be his first strikeout of the day. 2 away now. That brings up a Cortez, the right field. And that's outside, ball 1. Carlos Cortez, 3 for 13 in this WBC. And he lifts that one up. Third baseman just into the grass makes the catch, and that will be 3 away. But not before Willie Castro puts Puerto Rico up 1-0 as we will go to the bottom of the first. Big home run, 1 swing, 1 run. And quickly, Italy finds themselves down. So here's the big matchup: is Puerto Rico. They're pitching again. Obviously, they had the lowest. ERA in the WBC in the first round versus Italy had the highest slugging percentage. They set a record with 9 home runs by 6 different players in that first round. So it'll be, strength versus strength. We'll see. As Puerto Rico is going to have Royals legend Seth Lugo out on the mound. Royals legend Seth Lugo. Okay. Antonocci is leading things off for Italy in the regular, or not the regular season, the first round. Only hit 182, 3 RBIs, 1 home run in the first round. One of those 6 different players with home runs. So rough inning for Algeria, but that only 1 run. Is my genie, Giga Genie, just Genie Anya. I have my setup with Jungyo Hejo. Jungyo Hejo. It is Korean. My Korean pronunciation is not the best, so sometimes, as the first, my Korean pronunciation is not the best, so sometimes it doesn't understand what I'm saying. There we go. It finally shut down. Probably need to turn that off because My when I'm announcing in English, sometimes my English words will
Ah,
actually pronounce.
감사합니다.
Thank you, thank you. When I'm pronounce as apparently there was a pitch there. We were watching replays, but the first pitch from Seth Lugo is a little high, and no 1-0. But that one is in there for a strike at the bottom, and it's now 1-1. Antonocci leading things off again, 182 in the first round of this WBC. That misses outside at 2-1. Seth Lugo, 1-0 in the first round. Ended up pitching 4 innings, 3 strikeouts, 2 walks, no runs given up. Last year, again, playing with the Royals, 26 games, 26 starts, 8-7 with a 4.15 ERA, 145 points, 1 innings. And the 2-1 pitch. Apparently that's a ball. As Maldonado cannot believe it because it definitely caught the bottom of the zone. But here we go, the 3-1 pitch outside, ball 4. Should be 3-2, but it's not. And just like that, Italy has their leadoff batter aboard. That's going to bring up a Thomas Agassi. Again, I don't know these names exactly or perfectly, but we're going to make some guesses. But no batting average here in the first round. Some of these guys, the WBC, like the page on the MLB site, is not very good. It's not updated very well, so like it's difficult to whenever I'm getting my stats and stuff for the game. It's difficult to know if the player just didn't have any at bats, if he's not on the first team, like if he didn't play in the first round. It's so difficult because it just the only thing it lists is that is off the hands and fouled away, and it's 0-2. The only thing they list is just the batting average, RBIs, and home runs. So if it's a zero batting average, zero RBIs, zero home runs, obviously it's tough to tell if they played or if it's just there because every player has that. All right, here we go. The 0-2 pitch. That's going to be rolled over, but it goes foul and it stays 0-2. 10 pitch types thrown by Seth Lugo, beating out to Yu Darvish, which everybody knows Yu Darvish has all kinds of pitches. All right, here we go. The 0-2 pitch sets up at the top of the zone. Throws it's way outside though, and it's now 1-2. 9 pitches already for Seth Lugo in this first inning. It was yet to record an out. And then the 1-2, that's going to be a strike on the outside, and it catches him looking. And the first strikeout for Lugo. Tried to back pick him there at first, but it was a little late. Molina probably taught him that. All right, so Marcy steps in, 188, 3 for 16 with a double, a couple of RBIs, and a run. Very different lineups between these two. If you guys look, the whole infield bats at the top of the lineup for Puerto Rico, or sorry, for Puerto Rico versus a more traditional lineup, I'd say, for Italy, as that's in there for a strike and it's 0-1. Thank you, thank you. Sportstainment guy. All right, it's a 1-1 now. All around the world. South Korea to South Bronx, ladies and gentlemen. The wonderful world of the internets. As the 1-1 pitch sets up on the outside and misses low. 2-1. Good to see a little bit better crowd in this game. Yesterday's that one just misses outside. A 3-1 again. Lugo does struggle with command a bit in his games. Last season, he ended up having, I believe, 55. Yeah, 55 walks with 125 strikeouts in those 145 points, one innings. As the 3-1 misses outside, and he's walked another one. Yeah, I've unfortunately again the WBC I'm streaming just like I normally do. I've been doing this for the last 5 years, and I've been was streaming just like this, and the WBC gave me a copyright strike in the Japan versus Taipei game, the Japan versus Taipei game. So I couldn't stream for 3 weeks or for a week. So I've been struggling just watching the games instead of actually streaming them, as that's in there for strike. It's 0-1. You got to Antonoki at second base, Marcy over at first, and the 0-1 misses outside 1-1. Have to wonder how long he is going to go. Pascatino. Nice teammate with Seth Lugo over at in Kansas City. And I am from Missouri. And 1-2 as that one's fouled away. Are you, brother BKL, are you able to watch the games, or are you just relying on play-by-play guys like me? I don't know how easy it is in the U.S. as the 1-2 misses outside at 2-2. Because here in Korea, it's been hit and miss. And the 2-2 pitch up high, but swings and fouls it away, and it stays 2-2. Lugo already at to 20 pitches. You do have the pitch count limit in the first round at 65, and this round it bumps up to 80. So not as big of a pitch count issue as normally as it was the last bits, as that is going to be off the top of the glove of the jumping shortstop. Italy is going to come around and tie the game on the RBI single from Pascatino. And the first hit of the day for Team Italy. Ah, okay. So then, if you're, what would you consider? What would you say is the most, not to the best team, but the most fun team to watch? On outs, 21 pitches from Lugo, runners on first and seconds. As you got Canzoni stepping up. All right, 2 for 13, one home run, 4 RBIs, scored 2, and that's going to be a ground ball right back up the middle, and that's going to probably score another one, as he is going to come home, and Italy takes the lead as they continue to just pump on offense. Another RBI single, back-to-back RBI singles, and just like that, Italy takes the lead back. Does go from first to third also, and now so he's 90 feet away from another possible run. As, you have to wonder how much longer Seth Lugo is going to be out there. Yadier Molina looking on and not happy. That brings up Caglianone. And up high, ball one. 1-0 now. Still 2 runners on, only 1 out. Not a big lead from Canzoni over at first. Pascatino over it to third, but that's outside, and now it's 2-0. Haven't seen any activity in the bullpen. Caglianone, 375 into this WBC. And rips that one into right field. Another run is going to score. Back to back to back RBI singles from Team Italy. And now you've got runners on first and second. You've got to go get him, I think. I can't believe he's still out there. As Italy now up 3-1. And yes, there we have it. So we will have our mound visit. That'll be it for him. Three straight hits. And man. All right, so we'll have our first pitching change as Seth Lugo unable to even get us 2 outs. We'll see who is coming in once they update everything. Oh, Puerto Rico, rough, rough starts. They do have 3 hits. So runners on first and second. Runner on second, Canzoni. Runner on first is Caglianone. Yeah, I wish I could have seen more games, but the 15-hour time difference plus a full-time job was extremely difficult to watch. The obviously the Tokyo games were super easy for me to watch every day at 7 o'clock. But all right, so we're back. Oh, Lugo is not out. Oh, never mind. This is just. I was like, wait, what? They're just showing replays. They still don't know who's in. There we go. Moran is in. Moran takes over on the mound. We'll erase that K. We'll see if he's able to. I can't say that you can't be improved on, but I mean, I guess that he's able to improve on what Seth Lugo threw out there. Just a sec. Gotta get some. There we go. All right. So the lefty out on the mound now. And the first pitch is in there for a strike. 79 on the gun, and it's 0-1. 26 games of 5 starts, 1-4, 3.82 ERA, 35 points, 1 innings on the 2025 season. And that one misses low, 1-1. Moran, one of only 4 lefties on this team for Puerto Rico. So they've got 3 lefties left. Versus Italy, have some lefties up there as the 1-1 pitch misses outside at 2-1. They are struggling to find this strike zone. Like watching a KBO game to me. Fisher, 375 in this KBO, or not KBO, this WBC. Time is called. Does have 3 RBIs and 1 home run. Yeah, number one third base prospect in the Milwaukee Brewers organization. So really don't get some of these these uh, these teams. The colors more so. Like you got Italy, their flag is green, white, and red, but their colors are blue and white. The same with teams like Australia. Is the 3-1 pitch sets up at the top of the zone, misses outside, and he walks the bases loaded. Comes in, and the first thing he does is walk the next batter as we've got them loaded. As a famous man once said, every single summer as I worked a sports camp, the Ducks are on the pond. Moran, 5 pitches before putting his first runner on base. So we've got the bases loaded for the catcher, D'Orazio, as that one misses low. And I stand corrected on my analysis of he's got to be able to do better than Lugo. 444 in this tournament, 4 for 9 with a home run, 1 RBI, and has also scored 4 runs. That one catches the top of the zone, 1-1. And like I said, both catchers, 1 home run, 1 RBI. He's hitting 444, which would be the worst hitting catcher on the team, as the backup catcher Kyle Teal is hitting 667. Swing and a miss there, and it's a 1-2. What a relief to be able to take your 444 hitting catcher out and replace him with a 667 hitting catcher. On deck, the number 9 hitter, Dante Nori, the left fielder. As here we go, the 1-2 pitch sets up high and then moves. That's going to be stroked into left field. He will make the catch as he tags up and come home and easily scores standing up as the sacrifice fly puts Italy up 4-1. Man, just breaking runs that this entire WBC. And they've scored 8 runs or more in each, or 7 runs or more in each of the games. They won against Brazil 8-0. They run against Great Britain 7-4, against the U.S. 8-6, and then against Mexico 9-1. It's 9 pitches now for Moran, and Dante Nori steps in, hitting a 500 in this WBC. Is a swing and a miss there, and strike 1 at a pitch just over the zone. 2 home runs, 6 for 12, 5 RBIs, 3 runs scored for the left fielder. Here we go, the 0-1. Only 2 seconds left on the pitch clock. Gets it away. A swing and a miss at a pitch almost in the exact same location. Both of those over the head or over the strike zone. Mike Nori, the assistant coach at Minnesota. NBA. Minnesota Timberwolves. I guess that's still their name. I don't watch NBA. But here we go. The 0-2 pitch. And just get a stitch on the outside corner. And that will be strike 3 as we go to the second inning. At Italy up 4-1. Giving up a solo shot at the beginning, and suddenly you're thinking you're in the nice sweet spot, but then apparently not. Get my stats all caught up here. Does help when you go 3 for 4 with the runners on scoring position in the first inning. Also helps when you have 5 at bats with runners on base in the first inning. Pretty easy to tally up some crooked numbers up there. But we will have the top of the second coming up. Number 5 hitter will lead things off for the old Puerto Rican team. So should be back in just a second. And Aldagaria, 12 pitches in that first inning. Seth Lugo, 23, I believe, before getting pulled. Just not getting it done. 10 pitches, but none of those were out pitches. Let's see here. Rivera will come out or come in, lead things off. Manuel Rivera, 250 in this WBC so far, but again, Puerto Rico really seems to be struggling with runs. If I look at RBIs, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 6, 11. Outside of Martin Maldonado, there's not much. He had 5 of the 7 RBIs in the first round. As here we go, we're underway again, and that's outside ball 1. This is always the most important inning in my view, in terms of a pitcher. His team just scored a bunch. He sat on the bench for a while, and now what is he going to do? So coming out with 2 straight balls that aren't particularly even close to the strike zone is not a good sign. Yeah, so the 2-0 pitch, that one's in there for a strike. Yeah, 2-1. Yeah, 3 for 12 on this WBC. A pop up, second baseman waving his arms, and that's 1 away on the pop up. Brings up Ramos, left fielder. Eliot Ramos hitting a 77. 1 for 13. Was a double. An RBI double, and scored 2 runs, but that's way up and outside. 1-0. And the 1-0 pitch. This is outside at 2-0. It feels weird watching these games. I'm so used to Korean baseball where there's a lot more crowd shots. There's dancing. There's always constantly music going from the games, and it just feels very strange watching this. As that one misses up and out of the zone. It's 3-0. Molina wanting to go out there and pitch himself. Here we go. The 3-0 pitch. 1 second left on the pitch clock. Right down the middle. Get me over a fastball. And it gets over, and it's a fastball. The 3-1 pitch. Way up high. Ball 4. As the walks continue in this game. Brings up. Take that off, I guess. Rosario. A designated hitter, Eddie Rosario, hitting 167. Does have 1 RBI. And that gets away, but not far enough is the catcher, D'Orazio, just dropped it. 2 for 12 with an RBI. Does have 3 runs scored. And the 1-0 misses way outside at 2-0. Just struggling with his command here in this second inning. Already thrown, getting ready to throw pitch number 12 of this inning. 12 in the first inning, even though he gave up that one solo shot. Yes, here we go. The 2-0 pitch. Nice looking curveball in there, and it's a 2-1. 82 on the gun. The 2-1 pitch, just 1 second left on the clock, and misses low, 3-1. And this is what I said is always a concern, as he had after he gave up the leadoff home run, 1, 2, 3, but then he just had to sit for a long time, and he isn't known for being able to go very deep into games, and almost throws that away as he throws it over to Pascatino over at first. Is it all the Nike uniforms that look they have like super short shoulder or super short sleeves as he walks another one? Wrong side. Brings up the other Lugo, not Seth Lugo, but Matt Lugo. Mound visits, and quickly this game is running into a bullpen show. Matt Lugo. Matthew Matt Lugo. He did not bat at all in the first round. Asano on the phone down there in the bullpen. He's saying, "Hey, let's get warmed up." A slow curve that forgets to curve, so it's just a ball. Never forget those years, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. The 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss, and it's 1-1. Finally gets one over the plates. He did, but that's 0 for 3. He did score a run. And another 1-1. Pops him up. Foul territory, gives chase, but that will be a souvenir. And it's 1-2. 29 pitches for Aldegari. And the 1-2 gets away, and they'll both head up a base. Nope, I think he hit him. And that loads the bases up, gets a pop up, then a walk, a hit by pitch, or a walk, and a hit by pitch is now loaded the bases up. For the number 9 hitter, Martin Maldonado. you have to think that he's about done. Got him right on the foot. 30 pitches for Aldegari. Molina coming back out after having a chit chat or checking on him. And Aldegari did not pitch well this season in the MLB. Italy's got Dylan DeLucia and Alec Jacob up warming up. Couple of righties. They do not have much in terms of left-handers in that bullpen. They have one left-hander outside of Sam Algaretti or Aldegari, and that might be it for him. Yep, as he will make his roll off, we'll have a new pitcher when we come back. Yeah, I'm so used to. I'm actually very, very used to this type of pitching. Usually in the KBO, you have a good 5, 6, 7 walks a game. Usually not out of your starters, though. Usually it's out of your bullpen. But oh well, we'll have a new pitcher for Team Italy. See who it is. Mm-hmm. It's updated. Jacob will come in. Alec Jacob will come in and take over on the mound for Team Italy. Get my stats here. I make all my own stats, so I don't rely on what is up there. Not final line on Aldegari. 1.1 innings pitched, a 1 hit, one earned run, to 3 walks actually, if you count the hit by pitch, a strikeout and a home run. So he is obviously on the hook for the runners on base, so he could end up with giving up a 1 hit, but 4 runs. As Alec Jacob steps in, 2 games, 1.2 innings, 2 hits, 2 runs, 2 earned runs, and 3 strikeouts. And he hits the first batter and walks in a run. Wow. Right in the old thigh, and just like that, it's a 4-2 game. 1 pitch, 1 hit by pitch, and a 4-2 game. Try to get all this. There we go. Castro already has 1 home run on the day, and that's quickly 0-2 as I did miss a pitch while. Maldonado over at first, Lugo at second, and Rosario at third as Jacob first pitch hits Maldonado in the thigh, scoring a run for Puerto Rico. Castro and way, way up high, 1-2. 226 with 11 home runs between the Twins and the Cubs last year. And a swing, strikeouts, and now, ladies and gentlemen, we've got an outs. 2 outs, actually. As next batter comes up, Hernandez. As Italy tries to get out of this without any more damage than it already has, as that's in there for a strike. And 0-1, 69 miles per hour. Flew out to right field in his first at bats, 0 for 1 on the day. And that's way outside, 1-1. Bit of a sidearm delivery. And the 1-1, that's slapped foul, and it's 1-2. 1 out to 1 strike, 1 out from getting out of this with leaving the bases loaded, and not that much damage considering they have yet to get a hit. They've yet to hit a ball out of the infield. 1-2 is a grounder to the shortstop. He'll throw over to first, and that will be 3 away on the 6-3 groundouts. They get to 1 run without getting the ball out of the infield and bring the game to 4-2. We'll go to the bottom of the second. Italy coming up. Stranding some runners on base. 3 left in that inning. 2 left in the first inning for Italy. And, now, see how much that comes back to beat them. And Allegri gave up the leadoff home run. Then 1, 2, 3 after that in the first. Got the first batter to pop up in the second inning, but after that, a walk, and a hit by pitch brought in Alec Jacob. Alec Jacob immediately hits Maldonado in the thigh with a pitch to score a run to score Ramos, who again just got there by walking. He was able to get out of it with the swinging strikeout of Castro, and then the 6-3 ground out from Hernandez. But again, Puerto Rico also is already into their bullpen as Seth Lugo was only able to get 1 out. So Seth Lugo, the starter for Puerto Rico, able to get 1 out. You have the starter Aldegheri for Italy is only able to get 1.1 innings. 1 out in the second inning before both of these guys have had to come out because they were struggling to find the strike zone. Leading things off for Italy is going to be the top of the lineup as they did bat all the way around in that first inning. Antonocchi, who walked and scored a run in his first at bat just last inning, 0 for 0 on the day. And actually threw 12 in that first inning. Best catching country in the world right there, ladies and gentlemen. And a swing and a miss, and it's 0-1. Benaki. And the 0-1 pitch sets up on the outside. Swing and a misses. It would have caught the outside corner anyway, and it's 0-2. All right, the 0-2 pitch sets up on the outside, way up high though, and it's 1-2. 2 for 11 in this game, in this WBC. Already 45 minutes in, and we haven't even finished the second inning. as we've already gone through 4 pitchers. And he catches him looking on a pitch that just caught the outside corner, and that's 1 away. Gotta say, it was a pretty good pitch. According to the box on the screen, it just caught the outside corner. That brings up Sagesi. He is 0 for 1 on the day. Struck out looking in his first at bat, and then looks at that ball bounce in the dark. And right on cue, they throw up. His changeup is his best pitch, and he got him looking on a changeup in the last at bat. The 1-0 pitch, fouled off the hands, and it's 1-1. 93 on the gun there. 0 for 7 in this World Baseball Classic. Not the stats you want, I guess. And the 1-1 pitch fouled right back into the umpire. That's 1-2. All right, the 1-2 pitch ripped through the hole in the left side, and he is on base for the first time in this WBC. Marcy will step in. Haley trying to do the exact same thing to Moran as Puerto Rico did to now Gary, getting 1 out and then lining up some runs after that. Marcy getting a good chicken wing going as he looks at ball 1 that's called a strike, and it's 0-1. Walked in his first at bats, has scored a run. So 1 pitch sets up on the outside, but throws over to first, and it's not even close as he never even attempts to tag him. And please apologize, or I apologize if I yawn or anything. Hopefully, I don't fall asleep. It is 5 a.m. here in Korea as the 0-1 pitch sets up on the outside, and that misses low. 1-1. Yeah. 1-1 pitch sets up on the outside, slapped foul, and it's 1-2. 23 pitches now for Moran, who came in after. When did he come in? As again, Lugo was only able to record a 1 out for the walk to Fisher. And the 1-2 pitch. That one is lifted up. That's going to be dropped down in front of the left fielder. He's going to go first to third, sliding in, and they've got runners at the corner with, again, just 1 out. This offense just keeps rolling for Italy. Good Italian sign there after the hits is Molina will make his way out onto the mound once again to talk to his pitchers. That'll be it for him. Did look like he signaled for a lefty. As far as lefties in the bullpen for Puerto Rico, Moran was 1. He's already done. Eh, They got Gabriel Rodriguez, Eduardo Rivera, and oh, yeah, Raymond Burgos. So they don't really have a lot of lefties. Again, Italy also does not have a lot of lefties. Sam Aldegari, the one lefty, and then outside of that, Joe Lasorsa. Those are the only two lefties that Italy even has. So both of these teams very, very righty heavy in the bullpen. Obviously, elimination game. Everybody is all hands on deck as it's a single elimination tournament after the first round. See who's coming in. Still waiting to find out who's coming in. Would love to get an update before the game restarts. Now, Rivera will come in. All right, we should just about to be back. Rivera will come in. Again, I said he went through his left arm or his left hand up, so Eduardo Rivera will come in. He has pitched in this WBC a 2.08 ERA from the lefty. He will face Pascatino, who already has one RBI single and a run scored just last inning. Again, Italy batted around in the first inning. So he will step up to the plate to face Rivera, the left-hander. And here comes the first pitch. Just catches the top of the zone, and it's 0-1. Eduardo Rivera, one game, 4.1 innings, a one hit, one run, a one earned run, five strikeouts, and a walk. The 0-1 pitch sets up on the outside corner and misses outside, 1-1. 4 for 17 in this World Baseball Classic. Again, 3 home runs from him. They've all been solo shots because he's only got 3 RBIs. 188 coming into today's game, and the 1-1 pitch up high outside at 2-1. Wonder what the 45 on the baseball symbols for him as symbolizes. The 2-1 pitch, swing and a miss, 96 on the gun from the big left-hander, and it's 2-2. Escatino's like, hey, whoa, there's a fastball I haven't seen for a while. Dominic Canzoni on the deck for Team Italy, or again, runners on the corner with just 1 out. He'd love to at least get it into the air. That's his. Oh, caught a lot of the outside corner and called the ball. Runs the count full, 3-2. We've got our first full count of the day, ladies and gentlemen. Everybody loves some free baseball, some long baseball. Is the 3-2 pitch coming up? Sets up right down the middle. A swing and a miss. I believe he might have stolen a base. He did steal the base there. That is now 2 away, though. It looked like he kind of fell into Maldonado. Maldonado was smart. He would have tried to throw it. As he, again, Pascatino fell into in front of the plate. If Maldonado steps forward and tries to throw, he's going to get a batter's interference and the runner's going to be out at seconds. But he didn't, and that means you've got runners at second and third with 2 outs now for Dominic Canzone. That one misses, and it's 1-0. And 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss. 1-1. The runner over at second, Marcy, is trying to give signs to Canzone. I still think it's Canzoni. The Korean pronunciation is Canzone. He waving his hand. That's misses outside. 2-1. A late setup by the catcher because again Marcy is over there at second base, flagging his arm. That one misses and it's 3-1. Molina looking on, not happy that his pitchers can't throw strikes. 10 pitches now for Rivera. Nice shoes, though, I will say that. And 3-1 misses outside, and it's ball 4. And he walks the bases loaded. And Molina makes another jaunt out to the mound. And Taglianone is coming up. Taglianone. If there's any Italians in the chats, would love to know how you actually pronounce it. Gotta get my water in on the day. Luckily, not too difficult. Known 1-for-1 on the day. RBI single in the first inning. Remember, we are only in the bottom of the second inning here, an hour into this game already. I'm supposed to do Venezuela versus Japan after this. Hopefully, this game finishes. All right, so the base is loaded now. 4 for 9 on this World Baseball Classic with a home run, 4 RBIs, counting the one that he had earlier today. And here we go. That's in there for a strike at the bottom corner. That's a beautiful strike. Exactly where you want to put the pitch to a lefty. Down and away, catching the bottom of the corner. And here we go. The 0-1 pitch. Sets up high in the zone. And check swing on a pitch that was way below the zone. And it's 0-2. Italy left 2 runners on in the first base. They've got to 2 outs here in the second inning as Puerto Rico fans is standing up and making some noise. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, and he gets out of it, leaving the bases loaded. And Italy is now left 5 runners on through 2, but they've got a 4-2 lead as we go to the third inning. It's 4-2 Italy. Gets out of it, ladies and gentlemen. A big, big, big performance there by Rivera. Gets out of it with a couple strikeouts. Strikeouts, a single, a strikeout, a walk, and a strikeout for that inning. Just like that. Five runners already left on base for Italy. 2 left on base in the first inning. Bases loaded there in the second inning. Both teams leave the bases loaded in the second inning. As far as this coming inning, Arenado will lead things off for Puerto Rico. I think we might have a new pitcher coming in, though. Eduardo Rivera. Trying to mark off these players as they come in. Don't Puerto Rico has a ton of arms. I think they have the most pitchers. They have, I believe, 17 pitchers on their roster. 17 pitchers on their roster. So Arenado leads things off at the top of the third inning. We'll see if Jacob is still out there. Alec Jacob. We'll see if he's still out on the mound. And he was able to come in and stop the bleeding, only allowing one run in that second inning. Nope, we have a new pitcher, DeLucia, out on the mound now for Italy. And the first pitch is ground ball to the shortstop, throws across the diamond, and Arenado will head back after the 6-3 ground out. Just the way he drew it up. One pitch, 1 ounce. Cortez will step in. Cortez 0 for 1, flew out to, or popped out to the third baseman in the first inning. And the 0-1 in there for a strike on the inside corner, and it's 0-1. 3 for 14 on this World Baseball Classic. Does have a run and an RBI, though. The 0-1 pitch sets up on the outside, misses outside, 1-1. Comes the 1-1. Misses inside. Whoa! Misses inside, but they're going to call that a strike. Thank you, Steven. That was way outside. Again, I am extremely spoiled with the KBO as that one misses way low. Should be 3-1, but it is 2-2. The KBO has the full ABS system. So every pitch, every strike and ball is called by the robot umpires. It is fantastic. Anybody who thinks that it ruins the game is so far from being true. That's a rip right to the second baseman, though, and that will be 2 away on the 4-3 ground up. That was an awful strike call. It really changed the at-bats. That's going to bring up Rivera, the first baseman, who popped up to the second baseman. That one's in there for a strike, and it's 0-1. Popped up to the second baseman to start the second inning, the last inning, obviously. As here we go, the 0-1 pitch, way outside, 1-1. 3 for 13 in this World Baseball Classic, and no homers, no RBIs, but it does have a couple of runs. And 0 for 1 today is the 1-1. Holds up, and it's sweeps outside, and it's 2-1. Yeah, the sleeves on these Nike uniforms just look really, really short. Yeah, it's the 2-1 pitch. That is going to be slapped right at the second baseman, who catches it on a line. And for the first time today, ladies and gentlemen, we've got a 1-2-3 inning as we go to the bottom of the third. It's 4-2. It's a wow, 1-2-3 inning, ladies and gentlemen. After both teams leave the bases loaded in the second inning, only scoring 1 run, we have a 1-2-3 inning in the top of the third. So, the bottom of the lineup will come up for Italy. 7, 8, 9 hitters will step in, and we'll see who's coming out on the mound for Puerto Rico. We'll see if Eduardo comes back out. did have a walk, but two big strikeouts. So we'll see if he keeps going with them. Maybe a one inning, one pitcher type of game. The way that these teams are throwing the ball right now. Head on to a bottle number two. I'm getting my curved spine on, leaning over all the time. All right, so we should be just about score bug fixed there. Can't see. Can't see down there on the field, but I believe Rivera is still out there. Yeah, it looks like a lefty is still out there. Yep, definitely a lefty. Again, they only have one other lefty. So Fisher will step in. Walked in his first at bats. Walked to load the bases, but was stranded over there at first base. Ah, that call was brutal. That strike call. Fisher looking like he's ready to play in the College World Series with the ridiculous amounts of eye black. Absolutely useless. And that one is way, way up high. Ball one. 3 for 8 in this series. Or this classic, I guess I should say. A little pitch com issue. Again, studies show that is nearly useless. As I think he'll get a new pitch com. Now comes the only mustached ball boy in baseball. Cervelli goes and has a chat with the umpire after he had a little chat with Molina over from Puerto Rico. They do get a new pitch com for Rivera out on the mound. Rosario there. Yeah, was a pitching coach here in Korea for a year and a half. Here we go. The 1-0 pitch misses low, 2-0. 95 on the gun. Again, the studies show that the eye black is pretty much useless. The only people that should ever really need it is maybe an outfielder. 2-0 pitch pops that one up. That is going to be a little bit of trouble as it is in foul territory, and makes the catch is the right fielder who was backing up the first baseman and the second baseman who overran it in foul territory. But Cortez luckily was able to stick his glove out and make that catch, as both of them were in the warning track of the foul territory. Cortez ended up running all the way there, but luckily noticed that it was tailing back, and is able to make the catch for the first out. Is that's in there for a strike, and it's 0-1 now. JJ DeRazio. That one is a little bit more routine, as that's a fly out to right field, and two away. Brings up the number 9 hitter, Nori, Dante Nori. And, there are a couple. Italy has a couple players, or they have 3 players that are not from the U.S. or Italy. They have 3 players from Italy. They have 3 players not from Italy that aren't from the U.S. and the rest are all Americans. So Dante Nori is one of them. He is from where is it? He is from Canada, and that's a ground ball up the middle, a sliding stop, but it's not in time, and he will have himself an infield single as he rips it up the middle. A sliding stop into the outfield is the shortstop, Hernandez, but gets to his feet and isn't able to throw him out as he is easily there at first base. And an infield single for Italy puts a runner on base with 2 outs as they flip the lineup back over to the top to Antonocchi. Checks over on the runner, makes a step back. He's got his oven mitt on, ready to do some cooking. The first pitch of the at bat fakes the bunts, the slide into second base, and he is easily in there with a stolen base. Not even close. He's already touching the bag before the ball gets to second base. And here we go, the 0-1 pitch. Catches the bottom of the zone, but he's not going to call it a strike. And it's 1-1. Definitely getting the phone calls of he's on TV. And the 1-1 pitch. This is low, 2-1. Wonder if that ever stops. Like, you think an assistant coach of a professional basketball team that he wouldn't get phone calls? Maybe, I guess maybe it's you don't get phone calls whenever you're supposed to be on TV, but when you're not supposed to be on TV, I guess you'd get them. All right, the 2-1 pitch sets up at the top of the zone, and a swing and a miss, 2-2. I know, like, when I would go to games all the time, like, I would get messages. I knew when the camera was on me because my watch would start vibrating like crazy. Uh, Often I'm not on my phone too much during the game, but yeah, my watch would start going off. 25 pitches for Rivera. The 2-2 pitch, runner on seconds at 2 outs. Sets up on the outside corner. And misses down and away. Runs the count full, 3-2. Our second full count of the day. Antonocchi is third at bat already of this game in the third inning. He brought his espresso machine or press or something. I don't know what that's called. I don't drink coffee. Cowbells are in the building. Here we go with a 3-2 pitch. And fouled away. We'll have another one. Dun, 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 dun. Four seam. And here we go with a 3-2 pitch. Once again, sets up at the top of the zone, top outside corner, and misses way up high, fouls it away, but it gets out of play, and it stays 3-2. Hour and a half into this game already. Still waiting to finish the third inning. 28 pitches. Diamond encrusted 99 on his chest. Here we go. The 3-2 pitch. Once again, he's going to set up late. And that one is ripped into center field, but right at the center fielder, who makes a step back, makes a step forward. And that will be 3 away as Italy leaves another runner on base. They've left 6 on so far as we go to the 4th inning. It's 4-2. Italy. And running into just leaving runners on. Now 4 for 9 with runners on base, 3 for 7 with runners in scoring position. But they're 1 for 4 with runners on base and 0 for 3 with runners in scoring position in those last 2 innings. They went to 3 for 5 with runners on base, 3 for 4 with runners in scoring position in that first inning where they scored those 4 runs. So Italy is struggling to get runs across after that first inning, despite having a ton of base runners. We'll see who's coming up here in the top of the 4th inning. For Puerto Rico, it's going to be the 6, 7, 8 hitters. You're going to have Ramos, Rosario, and Lugo. All 3 were on base in back in the 2nd inning, and none of them had a hit, though. See if DeLucia stays out there or not. And we have the top of the 4th inning. There we go. DeLucia, 1 inning, 1 full inning, I should say. Ended up throwing 10 pitches. I always forget that's the last pitch that ends the inning because I'm always trying to get so much else going on. DeLucia is still out there. All right, so Ramos walked and scored a run in the 2nd inning, and the first pitch is low, ball 1. 1 for 13 in this series, in this World Baseball Classic. 1 RBI. Has scored 3 runs, counting the one he had today, as he fouls that one off, and it's 1-1. All right, so the 1-1 pitch to DeLucia, from DeLucia. And he fouls that one away also, and it's 1-2. He came in a 1-2-3 inning for the 3-4-5 hitters. Last inning, the only 1-2-3 inning we've had so far is that misses low. We're 2-2 now. Chicken is fair. And the 2-2 pitch off the handle, it's fouled away, and it stays 2-2. All right, sets up on the outside corner, and he fouls that one away also. Having a nice little battle here. I really feel like this is one of the first battles we've had. We haven't had any long, 8, 9, 10 pitch at bats yet. As that one is into the dirt, runs the count full. We've got ourselves our first full count for Puerto Rico. 2 full counts so far for
Vamos con esa mirada.
Italy. Thank you, Ashley. And another 3-2 pitch. A swing and a miss at a pitch in the other batter's box. Wow. He had it in his head that he was going to swing before that pitch ever came. It never was even close to the strike zone. I mean, the catcher almost fell over trying to catch that ball. As Rosario steps in, he also walked in his first at bat, was stranded over at third, though, as he looks at ball one outside 1-0. 2 for 12 in this World Baseball Classic. Does have an RBI. And the 1-0 pitch fouls that off into the mask of the home plate umpire. Some quality mustaches there. And a ground ball right to the second baseman. Walks halfway, underhand toss, and 2 away. Uh-oh. Antinoki and Rosario having some words. And here we go. This is up high, 1-0. Having some words as Rosario came across. Again, Antinoki walked halfway to first base before underhand tossing. 1-0 catches the outside corner, 1-1. Very, very strange look again as he was, jogging halfway to first before he underhand tossed. And it wasn't like, when I say halfway, it wasn't, as that misses up high, it wasn't like it was, he was on a shift and he was 10 feet away. He was not far from his regular second base position before when he made that fielding. Fielded the ball and then underhand toss. But anyway, a big swing and a miss there from Lugo, and it's 2-2. Lugo hit by a pitch in his first at bat, his only at bat so far in this World Baseball Classic, I believe. That's going to be a ground ball, diving stop by Antinoki, but isn't able to make it because it hits off his glove, and he's going to have himself a single as and 2-out single from Puerto Rico puts a runner on first as Maldonado steps in. Just able to get it off the glove of Antinoki. Martin Maldonado, 3 for 10. A hit by a pitch with an RBI back in the second inning as that one just misses inside of the umpire's strike zone. We'll call it that. Here we go. The 1-0 pitch now. Sets up on the outside. That one is right down the middle. Even this umpire will call that one a strike, as it's now 1-1. Maldonado. And both of these teams almost gets him over at first. A nice pickoff move as he's holding. He doesn't know if he got him or not. Pasquantino wasn't sure about that, so they checked the replay, said no. I like it. Lugo is a man. Center fielder, no sliding mitts, no oven mitts. The 1-1 is ripped, but is just a couple steps by the left fielder, and that is 3 away. They get another hit, but they leave another one on base. They've left 4 on. We go to the bottom of the 4th. It's 4-2. Italy. Now, after a exciting first couple of innings, we have just basically hit a roadblock. Italy will have their 2, 3, 4 hitters coming up when we return. I have to think that Rivera is done. I mean, I guess maybe he's not. Maybe they keep him in. We'll see if Molina makes a pitching change here. Eduardo Rivera thrown 29 pitches so far. Again, I'm trying to see the angle from cameras is just not very good to be able to see. Tanoki, yeah, again with the words, I don't know what he was saying. So 2, 3, 4 hitters coming up. You've got a couple singles, 3 singles, RBI, a couple runs scored, and a stolen base from between the 2, 3, 4 hitters. So we'll see. It does look like the lefty is still out there. Sagesi. U.S. hat, Italy uniform. Interesting. And most of this Italian team is our U.S. citizens, or were born in the U.S., I should say. As the first pitch is off of his hands as he falls back. 0-1 now. I guess he 1 for 2, struck out looking in the first inning, and then a single back in the second. His first hit of this WBC. And the 0-1 sets up on the outside, and that's down the middle, but fouls it away, and it's 0-2. Way, way, way up high. 1-2. And the 1-2, swing and a miss, and the second strikeout of the day. You've got one away. And Eduardo Rivera has a really good stuff. It's just whether or not he can actually control it, if he can command it. Marcy steps in, 1 for 1 on the day, a single, a stolen base, a walk, and a run scored. And that's in there for a strike on the outside corner, though, and it's 0-1. Slider. And the 0-1 pitch sets up out the outside again. This one misses down and in, and it's 1-1. Marcy, 4 for 17 during this WBC, 2 RBIs, a couple runs. And one of those runs came today as the 1-1 misses outside at 2-1. Doesn't look like they're going up there ready to swing. Again, he is now in the 36 pitch count. This is way outside again. 3-1. That one is right down the middle, runs our count full. Their third full count of the day for Italy. They're 0 for 2 with full counts, a strikeout in the second, a fly out to center in the third. Here's their next one in the fourth. In the 3-2 pitch, swing and a miss on a pitch outside the zone. And another strikeout for Rivera. That brings up Pascatino, who is 1 for 2 on the day with an RBI single and a run scored back in the first. A strikeout swinging in the second. And a swing and a miss there on 1. Rivera, now it's 40 pitches. 3 home runs in this World Baseball Classic for Pascatino. Again, they were all solo shots, though, as that one is fouled away, and it's 0 2. And the 0-2 pitch, way up and in. 1 and 2 as he went down to a knee to avoid getting plunked. And 1-2 pitch fouls that away as it was way outside, but he does get a piece of it. Keeps it at 1 and 2. 43 pitches now for Rivera. And the 1-2, he held up. He checks down at third. He says he did not go around. Didn't look like you went around to me. But what do I know? I'm on the other side of the world. Ooh. Here we go. The 2-2 pitch. And ooh, that caught the inside corner, but he was set so far up outside that it ended up confusing the umpire. Runs the count full. Another full count, the fourth full count of the day for Italy. Again, they are 0 for 3 in these full counts so far. And the 3-2 pitch misses way outside. Ball 4. Again, that should have been strike 3 on that ball 3 if ABS was being used. I know their ABS in the U.S. is a heated debate. So they think it's going to ruin the game because you got the old guys that don't understand that computers are way better at calling things like that than the human eye. But Canzone steps in and the throw down to second. He is in there for a stolen base. They are running all over Maldonado. Completely shredded his pants on that, so he's gonna have to get himself a new pair of pants. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. And that one catches the inside corner. That caught less of the inside corner. And then the ball 3 pitch to Pascatino. One for one today for Canzoni. RBI single and a run scored in the first. Back in the second, he walked. That one misses real low. 2-1. Walked, but was left on the bases back in the second inning whenever Italy left the bases loaded. Again, Italy, outside of that first inning, they have really struggled with runners in scoring position. 0 for 3. They've left 6 runners on so far into today's game. As the 2-1, I think he went around. He did, as the home plate umpire even calls that one. And it's 2-2. They left 2 on in the first inning. They left the bases loaded in the second inning. They left 1 on last inning. And they got a runner at second now with 2 outs and 2-2 counts. We go in the dirt, so runs the count full. Another full count. 3 straight full counts for Rivera. 22 pitches in this inning for Rivera. Again, I was wondering if he would even be coming out in this inning, but not only has he come out, he has struggled with control, running these counts up to 3-2. And here we go. Sets up on the outside. And he misses outside, walks him. Molina will now come out. Getting now some super sketchy audio. KBS is where I'm watching it. No, runners at first and second, 2 outs, and he is gonna go to the pin as he throws up the right arm. So we'll have another pitching change. They'll bring out another pitcher here. I believe fourth pitcher of this game. Couple more walks, and we are just going to continue. See if I can get an idea of who's coming in. Look, Quinones will come in to pitch. Wrong button. That's spelled right. Yeah. All right, so we should be just about to be about back again. Quinones takes over on the mound. He'll face Taglianone, the right fielder, who is 1 for 2 on the day. Coming out now with a righty. And the first pitch is in there for a strike, and it's 0-1. Nice breaking ball at 78 miles an hour. And here comes the 0-1 pitch. It turns around, throws over to second, but Paglianone Pascatino slides back in. 2 games of 4 innings, 7 strikeouts, and 1 walk, and no hits, no runs, no earned runs. Given up by Quinones. And the 0-1 in the dirts. 1-1. Taglione, 4 for 10 on this World Baseball Classic. Andrew Fisher hanging out on deck. And Caglione, RBI single in his first at bats, struck out in his second at bats. You got your number 6 hitter getting his third at bat in the fourth inning as that misses outside, and it's 2-1. And plenty of guys coming to base for Italy. It's just a matter of getting them across. Rosario, the pitching coach, looking on, and spent spent a year and a half here in Korea for the Hanwha Eagles. It's that misses low, 3-1. Can Italy do something with these base runners, ladies and gentlemen? Can they do something with these base runners? And the 3-1 misses outside, walks him. Once again, another walk. Rosario will come out onto the mound to have a little chit chat as they continue to run into some issues. 5 pitches, 4 of them balls, and brings up a Fisher. All right. After he's done talking to himself, and after the pitching coach is done talking to the pitcher, we're gonna have some baseball here. Bases loaded. Yeah, with the number 7 hitter Fisher stepping in. He's 0 for 1 on the day. Walked in his first at bats. Have popped up in foul territory as the right fielder was just barely able to grab it. And the first pitch is up high. Ball 1-0. Pascatino will run to the dugout after this and hopefully get some new pants. Yeah, this is the 1-0 pitch, swing and a miss, and that's 1-1. Big swing, no ding. 25 home runs with Tennessee last season, second most in Tennessee history. Yeah, 1-1 pitch pops him up, but it's foul. 1-2. Italy once again, lots of base runners, but yet outside of that first inning, they can't get anybody home as the Puerto Rican fans are on their feet waving the towels with a 1-2 count, trying to once again get out of another tough spot. Second inning, Italy had the bases loaded, but they were able to get them out with a strikeout. Here we go, 1-2 pitch. That is ripped. Good. Bye. Oh, no. That is not a home run. I'm going to call it now. That guy reached over the fence to make the snag, but they're going to call that a double. They're going to call that a double. He 100% reached over the fence to make that catch. Yeah, they are going to call that a ground rule double, but 2 runs are going to score for Italy. Yeah, that is 100% a ground rule double. He definitely reached over the fence on that. I haven't seen that in a long time. Yeah. Yeah, 100% ground rule double. It's so because in the KBO there you don't have room to do that. Like you can't. y- the fences are too high for any fan to be able to do it. That's first pitch is in there for a strike, 0-1. Well, he got his TV time, I guess. I I thought they'd kick him out for that. Is that's in there for a strike, 0-2. Yeah, I thought they kicked fans out for doing that now. Oh, I got a stick here. There we go. All right, the Azoria or Diarazio. That is in the dirt. So 1-2 now. Diarazio, 0 for 1 on the day. Sacrifice fly in the first inning and a fly out to right in his second. And the 1-2 misses outside at 2-2. Yeah, the KBO, the fences are usually 3 to 3.5 meters high. So you don't even have home run robberies really in the KBO. There are a couple stadiums that do have the standard 9.5, 10-foot fences. That one is going to be roped in. That's going to drop in and that's going to bounce into the stands and another ground rule double and another 2 RBIs. As that's a bounce in fair territory and then a bounce into foul territory as Italy finally comes up with some hits with some runners on base, ladies and gentlemen. Eurazio with the ground rule double to put Italy up 8-2. And once again, they continue to put up at least 7 in each game as we will have another pitching change as Italy finally coming through with some hits. We'll see who comes in now as is not able to get it done for Puerto Rico. And Puerto Rico is right now looking real rough. Their offense is not very good. They advanced on their pitching staff, and Italy advanced on their offensive power. Again, Puerto Rico, the best starting pitching ERA in the WBC first round. Italy, the most home runs in the first round, 9 home runs by 6 different players. They actually set a record for the first round of the WBC. And now Puerto Rico is really running into some issues, just not able to get anything done, not able to get any outs, really struggling with being able to just get strikes with so many walks so far today. And see if I can finally find out who's actually pitching. Still waiting to find out who's pitching. All right, Cruz will come in to pitch. Cruz comes in to pitch. All right, Weesby back. Oh, Fernando Cruz comes in. He will face Dante Nori, again, the number 9 hitter, the man from Canada. So Fernando Cruz steps in. He'll face Dante Nori to lead things off here for his first batter. Italy with 4 runs so far in this inning on just 2 hits. A walk, a walk, a walk, a ground rule double, and a ground rule double, back to back ground rule doubles. And the first pitch is way up and in. Ball one, 1-0. Dante Nori, 1 for 2 today, struck out looking at his first at bat, a single and a stolen base in his second at bat just last inning. And now the 1-0, swing and a miss, 1-1. The second batter, Sagesi, led off this inning. In the first inning, Italy able to bat all the way around. In the first inning, all 9 batters came up. All 9 hitters came up to bat as a swing and a miss at a pitch up at his eyes, and it's 1-2. This inning, this is the 8th batter that they've sent up to the plate. The second inning, they sent 6 up to the plates. Again, they've had plenty of base runners. The thing is they've left a lot on base also. They left 6 on base in the first 3 innings and had the bases loaded with 2 outs here in the 4th inning before putting up 4 more runs. And the 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss as it bounces under the dirt. He'll throw down to first base. And he is out. Don't even show the play. Why not just stare at the umpire? As Pascatino did not go get himself some new pants. We'll go to the 5th inning. It's 8-2 Italy. Big inning there as they finally come through with some more hits with runners on base. Again, up into that inning, the first inning, 3 for 5 with runners on base, then 1 for 4 with runners on base, 3 for 4 with runners in scoring position in the first inning, then 0 for 3 with runners in scoring position in the next 2 innings. But that inning, they were able to come up with 2 big hits with runners on base. And there we go. 7 runners still left on base for the day for Italy as they've got 8 runs on 8 hits. Puerto Rico, they've got 2 runs on 2 hits as they've had a solo shot to lead off the game. The other run that they got back in the second inning was a couple walks and a couple hit by pitches. With then they did finally get another single back in last inning. So top of the 4th or top of the 5th inning for Puerto Rico will have their 1, 2, 3 hitters coming up. Castro, and I assume DeLucia will be done. But I could be wrong. I was wrong about the Eduardo thing. And obviously, it turned out I should have been right. But again, what do I know? What do I know? Yep, DeLucia is still out there. Castro, Hernandez, and Arenado will come up to bat for Puerto Rico. They've got to get a run or 2 back. Again, same thing that I talked about earlier in the first inning with Italy had a very long first inning. Ended up for now. I'm blanking on the name of the starter, the Aldegari for Italy, and he came out and he could only get 1 out. That's in there for a strike at the top of the zone. So we'll see if Puerto Rico is able to get a couple back here with DeLucia. That is way outside. As in 94, looked like he was trying to throw his arm out. Willie Castro, 4 for 12 on this WBC. Again, 1 for 2 with a solo shot to lead off the game as that one's fouled away. And it's 1-2. Deck Hernandez. All right, the 1-2 pitch. Sets up on the outside. Lays off of it, so 2-2. And that's a ground ball. The shortstop catches it over on the first base or the second base side. And that will be 1 away. 6-3 putouts despite fielding it on the first base side of the second base. And 1 away. Getting Italy sitting comfortable once again. Yeah, I would say have been the biggest surprise of this WBC. And that misses outside, ball 1. One zero. Popped up. Out of play. 1-1. Daryl Ace. 1-1. That's going to be a ground ball. Third baseman grabs it, throws across the diamond. A big stretch by Pascatino. And that will be 2 away. A nice, just a relaxed throw from the third baseman off of 1 foot. As he wasn't rushing it at all. In foul territory, steps, throws a high throw, but Pascatino with a beautiful stretch is able to make the play. Get 2 away. Brings up Arenado. And first pitch is a ball, 1-0. Here we go. The 1-0 pitch, a swing and a miss up at his shoulders, and it's 1-1. Guy is still standing there. 1-1 is fouled away, 1-2. And I thought that they, if you reached over the fence, I thought they kicked you out of the game. But again, maybe that's just MLB, but MLB controls the WBC, so who knows? As that one misses low, 2-2. Most 30 home run seasons by a third baseman. And the 2-2 pitch, ground ball, diving stop by the shortstop. He's knocking it down, but he's not going to be able to do anything else with it. As Puerto Rico comes up with another 2-out hit, 2-out infield single. As they try to get a run back, as we will bring up their number 4 hitter, Cortez. In a diving stop by the shortstop and knocks it down, tries to pick it up, isn't able to get it back up. A big swing and a miss there. 0-1 was trying to tie it up with one swing down 6 with a runner on base. And here comes the 0-1 pitch, sets up on the outside, slaps it foul, 0-2. Oh for 2 on the day. Popped up to the third baseman in his first at bat. Grounded out to the second baseman in his second at bat. 3 for 15 in this WBC, and the 0-2 pitch, a swing and a miss, and that's going to be outs number 3 as they leave another one on base. Another 1 out or another 2 outs, a single gets to nothing as we go to the bottom of the 5th. It's turning out to be all Italy. The infield single by Arenado, and then the strikeouts. I was very surprised to see DeLucia back out there, but he, you know, 6.3, 5.3, and a K will do the things you need to do, I guess. Puerto Rico 0 for 4 with runners on base. They have yet to get a hit with a runner on base. Italy is going to have the top of their lineup, 1, 2, 3 coming up. We'll see if we have another pitching change for Puerto Rico. As, they're deep into their arms at this point. See if we can get an update before. No, Cruz obviously got his 1K, only threw 4 pitches, so hey, definitely could bring him back out. He'll face the top of the lineup, but not at the bottom of the lineup. We'll see if it makes any difference. Erase the base runners there. There we go. Antinoki will lead things off. He's 1 for 2 with a walk, a run scored back in the first. In the second inning, he struck out looking, and then a fly out to center field in the third inning. He'll come up for the 4th time just in the 5th inning. You know, offensive, you gotta love that. Antonozzi, Sagesse, and Marci will be the 3 Italy batters. Puerto Rico is yet to get to 1, 2, 3 inning. They're looking for their first now. And that's not going to be a good start as that's outside. Ball 1, 1 and 0. 2 for 13 in this WBC. Does have a RBI or 3 RBIs and a home run. Counting his run scored today, he's got 5. Is that's misses outside again at 2 and 0. And here comes the 2-0 pitch. Sets up on the outside corner up at the top of the zone. And pops that one up. The left fielder giving chase under it and 1 away. Brings up a Sagesi. Oh, or 1 for 3 on the day. Struck out looking in his first at bat, a single in the second inning, and then struck out swinging just last inning. Again, he led off last inning as they almost batted around for the second time today. A swing and a miss there, and that's 0-1 as he steps into the buckets. 1 for 9 in this WBC. Again, his 1 hit was the one in the second inning. And the 0-1 just catches the bottom of the zone, but the umpire does not call it a strike. And hopefully the next WBC will have a full ABS system because it's way better than this umpire. Swing and a miss there, 1 and 2. Might have gotten a piece of it. Yeah, and the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Got himself a little hat trick for the day. And we'll see. Can Puerto Rico finally gets their 1, 2, 3 inning? Marcy is stepping in. He is ready to try to end the 1, 2, 3 bid by Puerto Rico. Cruz, most whiffs thrown on splitters. Yamamoto ahead of him. He will start for Japan in the second game of today, as that's is up high 1-0. And Italy batted around in the first inning. They sent 6 guys up in the second inning, 4 up in the third inning, 8 up in the fourth inning. They've only sent the third batter up, and that is outside ball 1. Or sorry, ball 2, 2-0. And yet to have a 1-2-3 inning for Puerto Rico. Italy did have a 1-2-3 inning back in the third inning. That was it. As they've got the wave going. And the 2-0 in there for a strike, 2-1. Here we go. The 2-1 pitch that's up on the outside. And it fouls that away, 2-2. Wave makes its way the other way. A little reverse wave. Here we go. The 2-2 pitch sets up at the top of the zone. And he check swing is a little bloop to Arenado, and he makes the play. That, ladies and gentlemen, will be a 1-2-3 inning, the first of the day for Puerto Rico as we go to the 6th inning. It's 8-2 Italy. Finally, Puerto Rico is able to get out of an inning without giving up a base runner. Maybe speed this game up a little bit, I guess. The 5, 6, 7 hitters coming up for Puerto Rico. We'll see if DeLucia stays out there for another inning. Pitched fine the last inning. Just gave up the infield single to Arenado, so we'll see if he stays out there, keeps going. We are 2 hours and about 10 minutes in. Just done with the 5th. It's very different from KBO. The reason why I say that is one, in the KBO also there's very few 1-2-3 innings, lots of walks, lots of hits, lots of offense. But the MLB has the 7th inning stretch in between the 7th and 8th, the top of the 7th and the bottom of the 7th. The KBO has the 5th inning stretch. So at the end of the 5th inning, like right now, we would be taking a 2.5, 3-minute break if this was the KBO. And I am a mainly KBO streamer. I do the regular season every day for any of you that are wanting to possibly get into another league at KBO. Same way, radio style play-by-play, just like I do here. But the KBO is extremely easy to watch. The only issue for those of you that live outside of Korea, obviously, or maybe not, but is the fact that, of course, there's no English broadcast besides myself. So DeLucia is still out there, I believe, as they're raking the field up, cleaning up the field. Yep, DeLucia is still out there. So 5, 6, 7 hitters coming up for Puerto Rico. Leading things off is Rivera. He is 0 for 2. He flew out to, popped up to second baseman in his first at bat, lined out to the second baseman in his second at bat. As DeLucia, 45 pitches, a 46th pitch in there for strike as he starts the inning off with a pitch right down the middle. 3 for 14 in this WBC for Rivera as that one is fouled away and it's 0-2. I have to say the Italian team just does not look like a team that is made of baseball players. 2 starts with Ole Miss, 2-0. Days off of that, and it's 1-2. He looks like he could be coaching at Old Miss. He does not look very young, but not everybody has the golden glow of myself. And the 1-2 pitch is popped up. Left fielder at the warning track steps in front of the warning track and makes the catch. And run away. Ramos will step in now. 0 for 1 on the day. Walked and scored a run in the second inning, and then struck out in the fourth. And the 1 up high. 1-0. 1 for 14 in this WBC. Again, Puerto Rico really in a tough spot now. They are not an offensive team, as Italy is a very good offensive team. Their pitching is not nearly as good, but Italy's strength has been dominating Puerto Rico's strength as that one misses low and it's 3-0. And the 3-0 pitch. That misses low also, but the umpire once again proves that the ABS system is far superior and calls it a strike. And the 3-1 pitch. That one is definitely in there for a strike. Runs the count full, 3-2. Second full count of the day for Puerto Rico. Second full count of the day for Ramos. He struck out in the first one. The 3-2 pitch is popped up. Right fielder takes a few steps in under it and makes the catch. 2 away. Brings up the number 7 hitter, Rosario. Rosario 0 for 1 on the day. Walked in his first at bat. 4-3 ground out in his second at bat. First pitch is fouled away. And Rosario grounded out, a 4-3 ground out in his last at bats. Had some words with Antonoki over there at second base, or at least Antonoki had some words for him, as that one is popped up. And we don't know where it went because the camera crew decided to just focus on the pitcher and batter, even though the umpire was chasing away at the pitch in foul territory. Don't know where it went, but here we go. The 0-2 pitch sets up on the outside, swing into the glove, and that is going to be strikeouts in the inning. Another 1-2-3 inning for DeLucia and Italy. As we go to the bottom of the 6th, it's 8-2 Italy. Rosario there just looks absolutely detested, or dejected, I could say, would probably be a better word. They are realizing that they are running out of time, down to their final 9 outs, so 7, 8, and 9 innings. The 4, 5, 6 hitters will come up for Italy. In the bottom of the 6th, you'll have Pascatino, Canzone, and Caglianone. So not used to pronouncing any of these names. Normally I would give you some updates, but since yeah. All right, so we should be coming back. We'll see if we have a pitching change or not. Cruz is still out there, apparently. Cruz, 1.1 innings again, 2 Ks. No, 4 up, 4 down for him. Yeah, I guess you got to keep him out there, right? He is the only one that has pitched well for you. Eduardo Rivera did pitch well for him, but they sent him out, so just ran him too long. I'm guessing the lights flashing on the screen. Do we have a sixth inning break or something? I don't know what's going on. All right. So Pascatino steps in. He is 1 for 2 on the day, a single and RBI single in the first, and a run scored. A struck out in the second inning. Back in the fourth, he walked, stole a base, and scored a run, having himself a day for as the captain of Italy. As that one is in there for a strike. We do have a new pitcher, Burgos, is in there, so I will get to that change. And this is their other lefty, ladies and gentlemen. And that's in there for a strike. Or Burgos. There we go. Got it all changed. And it's 0-2. And the 0-2 pitch sets up way up high. Pasquioni lines that to center field, and that's 1 away. Thank you, thank you. Brings up Canzoni, 1 for 1 on the day. Single RBI single in his first at bat back in the first inning, scored a run, then walked in the second inning, then walked and scored a run again in the fourth inning. Raymond Burgos is they do have one more lefty in the bullpen for Puerto Rico, as that one's in there for a strike. Left is Gabriel Rodriguez. That one is not called a strike. Not called a strike, even though that was the entire ball was in the strike zone. All right, the 1-1 pitch sets up on the outside. Calls that one a strike, as it just did catch the inside corner. Good luck trying to figure out what this umpire's zone is. Raymond Burgos, 1 game with 2.1 innings, 2 hits, 1 run, 1 earned run, 3 strikeouts, and no walks, as the 1-2 pitch misses down and away, 2-1. Burgos, a big, tall, lanky lefty. The 2-2 pitch popped up a center field, a couple steps back, jogs in a little bit, under it, and 2 away. Brings up the number 6 hitter, Caglianone. 1 for 2 on the day. RBI single back in the first, a struck out in the second, a walk and a run scored in the fourth. 4 for 10 in this WBC with a home run, 4 RBIs, and 5 runs counting today. As that one misses, and it's 1-0. 9 pitches for Burgos so far. The 1-0 pitch sets up on the outside. Shortstop in the outfield makes the catch in a 1-2-3 inning. Only 10 pitches there for Burgos, as we will go to the 7th inning. It's 8-2 Italy. Quick inning there, ladies and gentlemen. Quick inning. Another 1-2-3 inning. Second straight 1-2-3 inning for Puerto Rico, or for Italy, however you want to look at it. Puerto Rico will have their 8-9-1 hitters coming up. We'll once again see if DeLucia comes back out. He's pitched well, but how far do you push him? I guess that is thy question. The $6 question. Call it $6 because The difference between the scores is $6. Lugo leads things off. He's been on base both times today. Lucia, how many pitches? 58 pitches so far for Lucia. Again, he came in. He's pitched 4 innings, 2 hits, 3 strikeouts so far. Venezuela versus Japan starts in 3.5 hours. You have Ranger Suarez versus Yamamoto. Venezuela versus Japan. You can say Boston versus the Dodgers. Say, however you want to say it. Venezuela does have a lot of players actually playing here in Korea. As far like just off the top of my head, they have Hanwha Eagles have Yardan Peraza, and then Lotte has Reyes. They do have 2 pitchers for Venezuela that's also played here in the in Korea. Emmanuel de Jesus, who actually pitched really well against Israel, and then Ricardo Sanchez played for Hanwha also. De Jesus played for Kium Heroes, and then played for the KT Wiz. Played the last 2 years. Sanchez played a couple years ago here in Korea. Played a season. Took over in the middle of a season, and then. But we do have a pitching change. Altavia will step in 1 game, 1 inning, 1 hit, 1 run, 1 earned run, and 2 strikeouts and no walks as we'll get to that change for you guys. As the first pitch is a ball, 1-0. Altavia. I promised myself I wouldn't do that, but I couldn't resist. And second pitch is also ball. 2-0. Torres, 333 into this WBC, as that one is misses high, but the umpire once again calls strike. Thank you. Yep. Shall get its changed. Lugo out, and Torres pinch hits, fouls that one away. See if this changes it. I've been having, yeah, for some reason my updates just aren't working right. I don't know why, but it's actually really, really. I don't know what it is, but for some reason it's not updating my. And I do all of the changes and stuff. For some reason, it is not updating properly. See if I can do it this way. Yeah. Yeah, sorry. For some reason, it's not updating properly. I don't know what it is. OBS is just not working well. But we've got a runner on first now, as the pinch hitter, Torres, ended up walking there. Another ball. Let me get all of that updated. There we go. So, again, another pinch hitter here, Melendez, pinch hitting for, oh, yeah, pinch hitting for Maldonado. Yeah, I really don't know what is the deal. It's suddenly today it's not updating things whenever I update it on the program. I'm not entirely sure what it is. But yeah, Melendez is pinch hitting for Maldonado. I've changed it, but it's not updating the changes for some strange reason. All right, the 1-2 pitch sets up on the outside, a runner over at first. And that's going to be a ground ball. Gets through, and he is going to go first to third. And just like that, they've got runners on the corner with nobody out. Couple pinch hitters coming in and getting this offense going. That's an error on Pascatino. Oh, 10 pitches for Altavia is yet to get an out. First error of this WBC for Italy. I believe Korea and Chinese Taipei or Taiwan is the only two that did not have errors. Obviously, Korea is done after getting 10-run ruled by Dominican Republic yesterday. And Chinese Taipei lost out. Did not advance. And here comes the 1-0 pitch. Fouled away, 1-1. Castro, 1 for 3 on the day. Again, a solo shot to lead off the game. Matt Festa warming up in the old bullpen. Struck out in the second. And then a 6-3 ground out to lead off the 5th inning. Coming up to bat here in the 7th. And the 1-1 fouls it into his leg, 1-2. Yeah, I'm not sure why. And I don't know why. And that misses outside. 2-2. Trust that. No, wrong button. I did change it though. Maybe. As that's a line drive right to the shortstop. Nobody got picked off. That's a huge, huge out there by Italy. And the fact that nobody got picked off is also massive. There we go. We've got her updated, ladies and gentlemen. Finally. I do not know why it's being so difficult, but it's all right. We've got it fixed. Oh, well, 1 away after that line drive. And we've got 1 down. The runners on first and second base. It does have 16 pitches there. All right. So that brings up her Nai's. 0 for 3 on the day. Looks at ball 1 outside. 1-0. Finally got that fixed. So that's definitely helps. I can now broadcast again. No, 0 for 3 today. Flew out to right field in his first at bat. 6-3 ground out in the second and a 5-3 ground out back in the fourth. Yeah, as the 1-0 pitch misses way outside. 2-0. That's a single by Melendez. Was the first hit with a runner on base for Puerto Rico today. That is a slapped but foul. 2-1. Altavia is looks like he's really been working on that goatee. And here comes the 2-1 pitch. Runs in on his hands, swing and a miss, 2-2. Have to turn on a fan during the break. I think it's getting a little hot here in the studio. I've got the door shut, so I don't have a lot of air going on. And here comes the 2-2 pitch. Maybe I can just open a window. Outside, a 3-2 runs the count full. Another full count, third full count of the day for Puerto Rico. The first two were both to Ramos, who struck out and then flew out to right field. They are 0 for 2 on full counts. 3-2. Here we go. Swing and a miss. 2 away is Puerto Rico running into some huge issues with runners on base. Swung at ball 4. Can't blame him. A fantastic pitch. That's going to bring up Arenado. And a swing and a miss. 0-1. And the 0-1 misses outside. 1-1. And swing tips it into the glove. 1-2. Here we go. 1-2 pitch. Runners on first and third. Swing and a miss. Yeah, I said it was a first hit they've had with the runners on base, but again, it was not even a hit. It was an error, as they once again 0 for 4 with the runners on base in that inning as we go to the stretch. We'll be back in just a few. All right, we're back. Did miss a couple pitches. Sorry about that, guys. I was trying to get my audio working, but the 1-1 pitch to Fisher coming up. And I fouled away 1-2. Burgos stays in. He's at 13 pitches now. Torres stays in at center. Taking over behind the plate for Maldonado is Christian Vasquez. I'll get that change in just a sec. As that's fouled away, stays 1-2. And that's one that misses. See if it changes. Nope. I'm gonna have to figure this out. And now 2-2. And he strikes him out looking. Fisher will head back to the bench. And then brings up D'Orazio. But first, I believe we'll have ourselves another pitching change. All right. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. I'll have ourselves a pitching change. I'll try to get that updated. Trying to get, trying to get this other stuff updated. I guess that'll have to wait. Coming in to pitch for Puerto Rico. I'll let you know as soon as they update. You will face D'Orazio, obviously. But yeah, I don't know why this is being so complicated, but it is extremely annoying. Usually, I have, for those of you guys that don't know, I have like 3 monitors. This monitor over here on this side is like what you guys see. This monitor over here is the controls for everything that you see, like all the stuff that you like when I change scores or the lineups or anything like that. That's all done over on this monitor. And for some reason, what I'm connecting here to here, it's not connecting properly, which is obviously, as you can guess, a little annoying. If you would like to see what I do and all of that stuff, there's actually in the description, there's a link to a documentary that's one of the local Korean TV channels did on me last year. So Rios is the new pitcher. I will once again try to get this lineup updated correctly. Being so complicated. Like it's not letting me update for some reason. And it's never been a problem before. Again, I've been doing this for years now. Again, it's not letting. Melendez is not catching. I don't know why it's being so annoying, but Vasquez is catching. Rios is our new pitcher for Puerto Rico. Yaxel Rios. And then the 1-0 pitch is fouled away, 1-2, 1-1. 98 on the gun. 5 for 11 on this World Baseball Classic. Today he is RBI, 2 RBI double, a fly out to right, and a sacrifice fly to left field. And the 1-1 misses up, but the umpire calls it a strike at 99. That's why we didn't miss it. We didn't miss a pitch. It was just that there was a pitch clock violation. No, the 1-2 pitch now. And that's going to be a ground ball. Shortstop over to his left, throws to first, and 1-2 away. Oops, didn't want to do that, but I did. Try this again. We'll just keep trying until finally it lets me do it. Arenado is not a. And the 0-1 in the dirt, and it's 1-1. Dante Nori, 1 for 3 on the day. Struck out looking at his first at bat, struck out swinging in his second at bat. So it looks at strike 2 there. It's now 1-2. And then had a single and a stolen base back in the third inning, but was stranded on the base paths. And the 1-2 pitch, way up and out of the zone, and it's 2-2. Rios throwing fire, 98 miles an hour. He is the 4th fastest in the WBC for his average. Is that one says he went around, and that's, ladies and gentlemen, will be his 3rd strikeout of the day. We go to the 8th inning. It's 8-2. Puerto Rico. Or Italy, sorry. Ooh. If someone's not watching the game and listening, I am sorry about that. You probably just got excited. Yeah, they're going to have the 4, 5, 6 hitters coming up for Puerto Rico. Cortez, Rivera, and Ramos coming up for Puerto Rico. We'll see what Italy does. Puerto Rico will attempt to do something that they haven't done yet today, and that is get a hit with a runner on base. Again, 0 for 8 with runners on base today, 0 for 5 with runners in scoring position. They do have 2 runs. One of them was a solo home run to lead off the game. The other was a hit by pitch RBI. So again, some serious issues offensively for Puerto Rico. It was 100% the thing that I would have been worried about as a Puerto Rican fan coming into today's game. But Cortez, first pitch is not yet because we're still watching highlights. And I'm still trying to figure out why this thing doesn't. Try something crazy. Not anymore. And Melendez is not catching. Vasquez is catching. For some reason, it's just not letting me do changes. Just randomly will suddenly accept it. So Cortez leads things off 0 for 3 on the day. Popped up to the second baseman in the second inning, lined out to the second baseman in the third inning, and then flew out to left and looks at to strike one in there, 0-1. Matt Festa did take over on the mound at 2 games, 2 innings, 4 hits, 1 run, 1 earned run, 3 strikeouts, and 0 walks. We'll see if I can get to that change for you. All right. 0-2 counts here. And that's going to be a single up the middle. And a nice clean signal. Will they be able to actually get another hit in this inning with a runner on base, ladies and gentlemen? The 0 for 7, 0 for 8 with runners on base. Can they do it, ladies and gentlemen? Rivera will do his best to break the curse. And runs inside, ball 1, 1-2, 1-0. The 1-0 pitch, swing and a miss on the inside, and it's 1-1. Rivera 0 for 3 on the day, popped up to the shortstop, or second base, line to the second, and then a fly out to left. I think I gave you guys Cortez's stats for, or Rivera's stats for Cortez. And the 2-1 pitch coming up sets up right down the middle, and that's fouled away, 2-2. Mexico fan there, sitting next to a Puerto Rican fan. I do like the Mexico Mexico hat the best. As that is a popped foul in foul territory, but just gets out of play. Stays 2-2. All right, to the 2-2 pitch. Up and in, did not go. Runs the count full, 3-2. Fourth full count of the day for Puerto Rico. They are 0 for 3 with a couple strikeouts in those full counts. A runner on first is Cortez. And the 3-2 up and in, ball 4. The first 2 runners on base now for Puerto Rico as they look to try to mount a comeback. They've got to get at least the crooked number up on the board in this inning to really stand a chance. Warming up in the bullpen is the lefty for Italy. Again, neither one of these teams have a lot of lefties in the bullpen. The only lefty left is Joe La Sorsa for Italy. So that's misses, and it's 1-0. That misses high, and it's 2-0. Jorge Posada, the hitting coach, told him to tell him to throw strikes. I believe that's what he said. Ramos, 0 for 2, walked and scored a run in his first at-bats. Puerto Rico, 1 mound visit remaining. Italy, a couple mound visits remaining. Nice to see that statistic actually talked about or shown I know in the KBO, you don't get a lot of statistics like actual regular game statistics. And the 2-0 pitch misses 3-0. I guess when they told him to throw strikes, he didn't understand. Cortez on second, Rivera on the first, and the 3-0 in there for a strike, a 3-1. And the 3-1 is fouled away, runs the count full. Another full counts, ladies and gentlemen. We love some full counts. Third straight full counts for Ramos. Full count in the fourth, full count in the sixth, full count here in the eighth. He's 0 for 2 so far with his full counts, but the time is called. And the 3-2 pitch fouled away once again. Keeps it a full count, 3-2. Best 16 pitches so far this inning, has yet to record an out. Puerto Rico again struggling with runners on base, but it doesn't matter to get hit if you get walked again. As he walks the bases loaded, he's seen 3 batters. They've all reached base. Eddie Rosario will step in. I believe they're going to have themselves a pitching change. Yep, we will have ourselves a pitching change here. As Festa comes out, Rosario will wait as the new pitching change happens. Again, they're bringing in their lefty. The only lefty in the bullpen is Joe LaSorsa. They only have 2 lefties on the on the entire team. One of the lefties, Sam Aldegari, was the starter. So they only have 2 lefty pitchers on the entire team. The last one, Joe LaSorsa, will be coming in as Festa's not able to even get an out. Not even able to get an out. Keep trying to get this pinch, this catching change. Again, I don't know what the deal is, why it's not letting me change my lineup. Puerto Rico trying to get their first hit with a runner on base. They had the bases loaded in the second inning, but weren't able to come up with a hit. So they got an RBI from a hit by pitch. And then a strikeout and a 6-3 ground out ended that threat, leaving 3 on. They had a single back in the fourth inning with 2 outs, but a fly out to left ended that. They had another in the fifth, a 2-out single, but a strikeout ended that. Then in the seventh, they had a walk with a leadoff walk, but an error in the next batter, moved runners over first and third. Then you had a line out to the shortstop, a strikeout and a strikeout to go 0 for 4 with runners on base. And back in the seventh inning, you've got Joe LaSorsa out on the mound now. 3 games at 2 points, 1 innings, 1 hit, 1 run, 1 earned run, 4 strikes, and 0 strikeouts. He will face Eddie Rosario, who is 0 for 2 on the day with a walk, a 4-3 ground out, and a strikeouts. As first pitch is fouled away, and it's 0-1. 2 for 14 in this World Baseball Classic. Does have 1 RBI and 3 runs. That is ground ball right to the first baseman, throws to second, and then back to first, not in time. So one run is going to score as he is going to have himself a 3-6 RBI groundouts as the one run comes across the plate. That's will at least give Puerto Rico a run. So now you got runners on first and third with just one out. Rosario will be over at first base. You've got over at third base, you've got Rivera bringing up the number 8 hitter, Torres, who walked in his one at bats. That misses up high. Ball one. Two for 6 in this tournament. Walked in his pinch hit experience in the last inning, and that's up high 2-0. And Rivera over at third. And Rosario over at first. Still looking for their first hit with a runner on base. That misses way outside. 3-0. Cannot imagine he is going to be swinging at anything here. Yeah, another 3-0 pitch. He hit him. Ran in and it actually hit him. The Cervelli's out there thinking that it might have hit the bat. So they're trying to see if he swung or if it hit his if it actually hit him or if it hit the bats. Definitely hit him on the hand. All right, so we've got the bases loaded once again. That brings up Vasquez, not Melendez, despite what my screen says, guys, is that one gets away and another run is going to come on in. And now you've got runners at second and third. As again, they still are scoring runs without getting any hits. It is the most ridiculous thing I have seen, as it's now 4-8. Wild pitch allows another runner to come on home. Runners on second and third after the mound visit. Vasquez. I guess that was the trainer that went out with him. All right, we've got a 1-0 count. Runners on second and third. The number 9 hitter, Christian Vasquez, getting his first at bat of the day. He took over behind the plate after the Melendez pinch hits, as that's going to be through the right side. And for once, Puerto Rico is able to get a hit with a runner on base, and a sliding in as 2 runs come in on the two RBI single from Vasquez, and suddenly it's 6-8. And it's a ball game, ladies and gentlemen. It is a ball game. Finally, the first hit of the day for Puerto Rico with runners on base. And it's a big one. A 6-5 now, or 6-8, as they are going to have another pitching change. The pitchers this inning, they're on their third pitcher. They've gotten 1 out. They flip the lineup back over. Probably base thirds. Cortez will come up to bats as Vasquez again comes up with the first hit with a runner on at base, making this game an actual ball game, 8-6. As they've scored 4 so far here in the 8th inning on just 2 hits, a leadoff single by Cortez, a walk, a 3-6 RBI ground out to hit by pitch, and a 2 RBI single. 2 hits, 4 runs. Only, I guess, technically 3 RBIs. We've got a new pitcher coming in. I'll let you know who it is. Weisert come in to pitch now for should I spell that's right? Yeah, well, Weisert will come on in. Greg Weisert. Don't know if he's pitched at all in this WBC, because again the stats that the WBC puts up are not very good at all, ladies and gentlemen. Not very good at all. He will face Cortez, who could tie this game up with just 1 swing. He's already has 1 home run. He led off the game with a home run. You could tie it up with 1 swing. So Castro up to bats. And fouls that one away, 0-1. Weiser to 2 games, 1.2 innings, 2 hits, and no runs, and no earned runs. 3 strikeouts, 2 walks. And Castro 1 for 4 today, a home run, a strikeout, a 6-3 ground out, and a line out to the shortstop. The 0-1 misses low, 1-1. Again, the last inning, he came up with 2 runners on first and third, and hit a smoke shot, but the shortstop right there to make the play. And here comes the 1-1 pitch to Castro. A beautiful pitch, but doesn't break quite enough, and it's 2-1. 4 for 14 in this WBC. Hernandez waiting on deck, hoping to get a shot here. Yeah, this is the 2-1 pitch. Grounded foul, 2-2. See if I can once again get this thing switched. No. Maybe I gotta do it that way. We're gonna try something really crazy here, ladies and gentlemen. Change that. That is in the dirts. Runs the count full, ladies and gentlemen. All right. I guess I'm going to have to do it the old rope-a-dope way as the 3-2 counts. Run, full counts, runner on first. Castro. And a swing and a miss. 2 away now as that brings up Hernandez. Hernandez steps in 0 for 4 on the day, looking for his first hit. Flew out to right in his first at bat, a 6-3 ground out, a 5-3 ground out. Struck out in his last at bats. That one misses low. Ball 1-0. 4 for 18 in this series, or in this classic. 1 home run, 1 RBI. That was obviously a solo shot. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. Up high, 2-0. And the 2-0 pitch in there for a strike at the bottom of the zone, 2-1. Here we go, the 2-1 pitch. And that's going to be a ground ball up the middle. A diving attempt by the shortstop, not able to make it. And he will be on base with a 2-out single, moves the runner up. Runners on first and second now. Runners on first and second as they come up with another hit, finally with runners on base. That brings up Nolan Arenado. 4 for 18 in this World Baseball Classic, 1 for 4 today. Struck out in the first inning, a 6-3 ground out, a single, and a strikeout to end last inning as that one misses outside. Ball 1-0. He ended the last inning. Puerto Rico is now batted around here in the 8th inning. And here comes the 1-0 pitch. Pops it up, but gets out of play off of the hands, and it's 1-1. Again, I will be back bringing you Japan versus Venezuela at 10 o'clock here in Korea, again, in just under 2 hours, under 3 hours, as that one is fouled straight back. 1-2 now. A 1-2 pitch. Oh, ball 2-2. All right, the 2-2 pitch sets up down to the bottom of the zone. Reaches down and grabs it. It throws from third all the way to first, and that's will end the inning and end the threat as they leave 2 more on. They've left 9 on as we go to the bottom of the 8th. It's 8-6 Italy. They finally got some hits with runners on base, but it's just not quite enough. Attempt to figure this out here. Get my stats up to date. All right, so stepping in will be the leadoff batter. 1, 2, 3 coming up for Italy in the bottom of the eighth here as they look to try to get a couple runs back. Antonoki will step in. We'll see if Rios is still out there. Again, points 2 innings with 1 strikeouts. Keep him out there. Did throw 8 pitches. We shall see here in last at bats possibly for Italy. They are 3 outs away from moving on to the semifinals. And Diaz is out there. And he hits him. Diaz takes over on the mound. Edwin Diaz in the first pitch, he hits Antonoki. Two games, 2 innings, 1 hit, 5 strikeouts, and no walks. As Antonoki gets himself on base via the hit by pitch. As Puerto Rico having more troubles with the old pitch comm system. I guess he steps in. 1 for 3 on the day. A single back in the second inning. A strikeout looking in the first. A strikeout swinging in the fourth. And a strikeout swinging in the fifth. That's is way up high. Ball 1, 1-0. Puerto Rico is fought back to make this an actual baseball game as the 1-0 pitch, a swing and a miss of 96. And that's 1-1 now. 14.5 strikeouts per 9. The highest, third highest in MLB history. Is swing and a miss. The throw down to seconds, not in time. And he is on second base after the swing and a miss puts it to 1-2, but now they've got a runner in scoring position as Antonoki easily steals that bag. Antonoki. Yeah, another 1-2 pitch. He definitely went around. Oh, wow. They said he didn't go around. I definitely thought he did. You'll see the replay, I guess. He was looking for the old golden sombrero. Pops that one up. Center fielder under it. Makes the catch. He will not tag up. Wow. I don't know if anybody is watching this game, but the second baseman moved in front of the field of the second baseman moved in front of the base runner and then started jumping so he couldn't see. That is Bush League. The runner at second had a different word that starts with the same letter. As that is a swing and a miss there. That would be like to me. That would be grounds for getting drilled the next at bat. That's Bush. That's fouled away there. 0-2. Marcy 1 for 3, a walk in his first at bat and scored a run, a single and a stolen base. Strikes him out, looking. Beautiful pitch on the outside corner. Makes it 2 away. That brings up the number 4 hitter, Pascantino. Still got the old busted up pants, as that's a strike only in this umpire's world. And it's 0-1. Way above the zone, but the umpire can't see anyway. So it's 0-1. And the 1-3 pitch, or 1 pitch way inside, 1-1. Always have to wait to see what they actually call it, because the umpire's strike zone is not consistent at all. And on the 1-1 pitch, runs way inside again at 2-1. It's close to undressing him with that fastball. Way up high, 90 on the gun. All right, here comes the 3-1 pitch to the 1-3 Pascantino. And that's in there for a strike at the bottom of the zone. Runs the count full. Third full count of the day for Pascantino. He walked in one, struck out in the other. He is 1 for 3 with an RBI single and a run scored in the first, strikeout in the second, a walk in the fourth with a stolen base and a run scored as he fouls that one away. And it stays 3-2. Then flew out to center field in his last at-bat. Battling here, a 3-2 pitch. Antonaki over at second base after the hit by pitch and stolen base. And another 3-2 pitch way to the backstop. And Antonaki heads on over to third base. So not only does Pascantino get himself a walk, but Antonaki actually heads up 90 feet. So he is one more wild pitch away from making this a 3-run game. So the DH, Kenzoni, steps in. He has 1 for 2 on the day. RBI single and a run scored in the first inning, a couple walks, and a fly out to center field. That's outside, ball 1-0. Pascantino steals another base. Wouldn't technically call it a stolen base. I believe it's just a fielder's indifference. And then Kenzoni misses up high. 2-0. Vasquez takes a little mound visit. Puerto Rico using their last mound visit here. And Diaz having some control problems with a hit by pitch, a walk. "62 games, 28 saves." Here we go. The 2-0 pitch. Sets up on the inside. Misses out. No, just catches the outside corner. Set up way inside. Missed outside. But it did just get a piece of the corner. And it's 2-1. And in the 2-1 pitch, way outside on that one. 3-1. 20 pitches now from Diaz so far. Kenzoni already's walked twice today. Scantino over at second, Antonaki at first. And a called strike 2 on a pitch way outside. He tapped his helmet. He wanted to review it. But good Lord, is this umpire garbage? And here comes the 3-2 pitch. Swing and a tip into the glove. That will be three away. As once again, the umpire has inserted himself into the game as we go to the ninth inning. And Puerto Rico's got to score two before they get to three outs. Is 100% need. ABS. Watching this umpire completely change at bats. And it's not that he's, I wouldn't say favoring one side or the other, but it's his calls are in extremely crucial situations. Like that should have been ball four. He had another one earlier that should have been ball four for Puerto Rico. It's not like he's favoring one side or the other, but the calls are moment changing calls. And again, anybody who thinks that like having a full ABS system is a bad idea has never once watched a KBO game. It runs so smoothly. Like you're never thinking, oh man, what is this umpire doing? It's so smooth. Uh the calls are instant. There's no way that if you were just to watch that you would know that it was a full ABS system. It also allows the umpires to better concentrate on like foul tips, hit by pitches, check swings, things like that. And the KBO also has a check swing video replay. So they have the video replay, they have the check swing video replay, they have full ABS system. It is fantastic to not have the umpires making critical calls and things happening in the main parts of the game or being able to sway the game one way or the other. It is fantastic. Hopefully the MLB finally will go in the right direction. I think this whole challenge thing is stupid. You have the whole system to get all the calls right. Why are you just picking and choosing when to make the calls right? But Nick Morabito headed into left field for Nori. Cortez will lead things off for Puerto Rico as the first pitch is in there for a strike and it's 0-1. Weisert came in to stop the bleeding last inning. Will be rewarded going back out. Cortez, 1 for 4, led off last inning with a single, came around to score. And here comes the 0-1 pitch. Fouled into the glove, but not able to hold on to it. Doesn't matter. It's 0-2. See if I can, if it'll actually let me make a change for once. And he fouls that one off. Stays 0-2. Morabito. Let's see. Will it do it? No, of course not. And that is going to be another single. And he's second straight inning. He's led off the inning with a single. Yeah, it's Cortez. Let me do this the old super slow, old fashioned way. Yeah, first pitch is in there for a strike. 0-1 now to Rivera. Yeah, the 0-1 pitch. Ooh, laid off of that. That was nasty. That was nasty. It was like 24 inches of break. All right. Oops, we are on the top of the ninth. Yeah, another 1-1 pitch just there. That was a strike, but is called the ball. This is what I'm talking about is these are crucial situations. It's not that he's calling it one way or the other, but it's still huge, important situations. As here comes the 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss as he almost falls down. Yeah, it's 2-2. Huge game. In 2.5 hours, you have another one with Japan versus Venezuela. Ranger Suarez versus Yamamoto. This one's not over yet, though. Puerto Rico scored 4 in the 8th. They're looking for some more here in the ninth. As the 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. One away. That brings up Ramos. Ramos 0 for 2 on the day with a couple walks and a run scored. Walked last inning. And off the handle to the right fielder, under it, and it's 2 away. That is means they're down to the right, their last at bat. Last outs, ladies and gentlemen, and that brings up Rosario. Rosario 0 for 3 on the day. A walk in the second inning, a 4-3 ground out in the fourth inning, a strikeout in the sixth inning, a 3-6 RBI ground out and a run scored at last inning. And they are down to their final outs, ladies and gentlemen. Runner on first as Rosario holds up on that. And Cortez takes second base. Again, not a stolen base, just a fielder's indifference, not an important runner. Here we go, the 1-0 pitch. And that's outside again, a 2-0. Oops, wrong side. 27 pitches now for Weiserts. Yeah. Steps off. You'll reset here. The 2-0 pitch. And he pops that one up. Left fielder at the warning track and makes the catch. And that, ladies and gentlemen, will be the game as Italy hangs on to win 8-6. And they will advance to the quarterfinals. As once again, they cannot get hits with runners on base. They cannot get hits with runners on base. I mean, Italy continues their I would say unbelievable run. No one was expecting them to beat the USA. Obviously Puerto Rico not quite the same as the US team. But I mean really this Italy team, once again, they scored more than 7 runs. They scored 8 runs against Brazil, 8-0. They won 7-4 against Great Britain. They won 8-6 against the U.S. They won 9-1 against Mexico. Their offense is remarkable. No home runs today. Again, 9 home runs in the first round. No home runs today. They got it done because Puerto Rico kept walking them. They had, I believe, 2 extra bases, back-to-back doubles, back-to-back ground rule doubles, where a fan caught one that was at the wall and the other one bounced in fair territory and then bounced out of fair territory into the stands. So really, again, the story of the game is pitching. The amount of walks, just unbelievable. So if you look at Puerto Rico, they led off the game with a home run. Castro solo shot to start the game. That's the first run. Then in the bottom of the first inning, you had a leadoff walk, and then you had a walk to the number three batter. You had RBI single, RBI single, RBI single, then another walk to load the bases, and then a sacrifice fly. Italy was able to bat all the way around in the first inning. Then, if you go to the second inning, Puerto Rico's up. They have a walk, a hit by pitch, and an RBI hit by pitch. So the amount of walks just in those first two innings. Then you get to the second inning for Italy, and again, you have another walk here. Then the third inning was the first 1, 2, 3 inning we've had. Going to the fourth inning, you had two strikeouts, but then you had a walk, a walk, a walk, the RBI double, the ground rule RBI double. Then following that, another RBI double. That put the other four runs up in the game for Italy. Luckily for them, it was enough to be able to hold on because after that, they didn't have another hit. After the second RBI double, they didn't have another hit. Uh, in fact, they ended up getting retired 10 straight, then a hit by pitch, a fly out, a strikeout, a walk, and a strikeout. They didn't have another hit after that second ground rule RBI double in the fourth inning. They had a hit by pitch and a walk was it. Puerto Rico was able to come back basically the same way that Italy was able to take the lead. As in the fourth, they had a single, then a two-out single, but nothing. In the fifth, a two-out single by Nolan Arenado. Then 1, 2, 3 in the sixth. The second time they went 1, 2, 3, but then in the seventh, and again another walk and an error, but they couldn't get anything done. Then in the eighth, they lead off single, a walk, an RBI ground out, a hit by pitch, a single, a strikeout, and a single. Then a ground out. But yeah, I mean, really, the I want to say the story is Puerto Rico batting with runners on base. The second inning, 0 for 2 with runners on base. Fourth inning, 0 for 1. Fifth inning, 0 for 1. Seventh inning, 0 for 4. They finally got a hits with a runner on base in the eighth inning after a leadoff single, two walks loaded the bases. They had a ground RBI ground out, a hit by pitch reloaded the bases. The wild pitch ended up leading to a run coming in. Then the two RBIs by Vasquez on the two RBI single. So that was the only hits with a runner on base up until that point in the eighth inning. In the eighth inning, they get the two RBI single, then a strikeout, another hit, another single. They had two singles, or they had two hits with runners on base. They had one hit with runners in scoring position. They ended up going 2 for 16 with runners on base. They ended up going 1 for 11 with runners in scoring position. Italy, on the other hand, outside of those two innings, outside of the first inning and the fourth inning, they didn't do anything either. In fact, they ended up going. I gotta adjust this real quick for the eighth inning. 0 for 3. So they ended up going in that first inning 3 for 5 with runners on base. In the fourth inning, 2 for 3 with runners on base. So in that inning, they had those two innings. They had five hits. They had 6 hits total with runners on base. They ended up going 6 for 15 with runners on base, with runners in scoring position. They went 3 for 4 in the first inning, 2 for 3 in the fourth inning. Those 5 hits were the only hits they had with runners in scoring position, as they went 5 for 13 total in the game. So lots of runners left on, lots of base runners left on. Italy ended up leaving 9 runners on, and Puerto Rico ended up leaving 10 runners on. So lots of base runners on, lots of walks, lots of poor pitching, something that I'm extremely used to seeing here in the KBO. So I will be back again in about 2.5 hours. Again, it's 7:45 a.m. here in Korea. For those of you that joined, thank you guys. I'll be back. I will be bringing you guys Japan versus Venezuela. It'll be Ranger Suarez versus Yamamoto. For those of you guys that are aware, and maybe you're just tuning in for the first time, uh, I actually live in Korea. I'm American. I've lived in Korea since 2014. I've been doing live streaming of the KBO for the last 4 years. This will be my fifth year. Season ticket holder for many years. I know the KBO well. I know the rules. I know the players. I do speak Korean. So if you'd like to learn about the KBO, join about the KBO, or anything like that, please make sure you like, subscribe, all that stuff. I will be back in a couple hours to do Japan versus Venezuela. That'll be the last game I'm able to do at the WBC before I start my KBO regular season. So thank you guys for tuning in. And as always, until next time.